Hey guys, Trey Lewellen here. Welcome back to another awesome Kommerce Kings podcast. And I got freaking John Dumas. How do I even make that happen? I tell you what, we just get all kinds of cool people showing up in this place. Dude, welcome, man. Welcome.
Dude, I'm fired up to be here. You know, as I like to say in my show, are you prepared to ignite? And I hope that you are, because I am.
Dude, I love it. Well, we get to ask you questions today. So that's what's going to be the fun piece of it. So how many episodes have you done so far?
2071.
2000, and you're still recording, right?
Heck yeah, like a banshee.
Dude, how do you, I do probably one a week, and you're doing how many a week?
A lot.
What is it, 10 or 15?
Sometimes 20. I mean.
Are you still following the same schedule where, you record them all on Monday, and then you,
Oh, yeah.
Do it all?
Dude, I'm a batching king. End of story.
All right. So give me a real quick, I know we're on a real quick thing here, so I want to do quick stuff, but just, has it changed since you started? Has the vision changed since you started?
Yes. So when I first started, it was just like, how do I podcast? How do I talk to somebody? How do I speak into a microphone? How do I interview? How do I ask questions? How do I pull out stories? How do I go down rabbit holes and then rescue myself from those rabbit holes? And I didn't know any of those things and any of those answers. So it was just putting in the reps, just like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and my man Tom Brady going to the Super Bowl, putting in the reps, just like an athlete, man. You got to put in the reps with everything that you do. That's how you get a little bit better every single time you put in the reps. So for 2,000 days, I did 2,000 episodes over 5.5 years. And guess what? I got a little bit better every single day putting in the reps. And it was great. And I loved it. I got to episode 2,000 about 8 months ago. And I said, okay, I want to change things up now. This is a big number. It's a big momentous occasion. Yeah. And I shifted my podcast into what I now call audio masterclasses. So I bring people on who are world-class, who are the experts in a specific niche and vertical. And I have them give an audio masterclass presentation to my listeners, Fire Nation, on that topic, so that my listeners can go away saying, just got my MBA in this, and I don't have $80,000 in debt like everybody else that goes to graduate school does, and I'm off to the races.
That's cool. So how do you find 2,000 interviews, man? What's your system to finding people to interview and qualifying them?
Well, for the first year-ish, I would use a very brilliant system where I would go to Google and I would type in best entrepreneur conferences. And then I would go to the websites of those conferences. I would click on the speakers tab. I would see the hundreds of speakers that were listed there. I would find the ones that I thought were the best looking, just kidding, that had the best topics and content. And then I would go to their website and hit the contact me form and introduce myself and the ability of them to just wake up in their pajamas and a cup of coffee and have a 25-minute conversation with me instead of flying halfway across the country or world to speak in a room full of 45 people for free. And a lot of people said yes. So that was pretty cool. And that was for a while. But then the show got pretty popular and I was having hundreds of thousands, now over 1 million listens per month. And I get over 400 inbound requests every single month of people who are looking to be on the show. Wow. So now it's a very competitive application process, and there's actually a $3,500 appearance fee just to be on the show.
Wow. So it turned around.
Turned around.
It turned around. Okay. So I was going to ask how you started monetizing. So
monetizing in a lot of ways. Got a lot of revenue streams, and they're all a lot of fun.
Tell me about them.
So they can go to eofire.com/income. If your listeners want to get really in depth, we've published 65 straight months of very detailed income reports. That's down to the penny. Not to mention just what we make, but what we spend and the mistakes that we make, because we do it all. Mm-hmm. And we do a lot of things good and we do a lot of things bad. So we have a lot of fun with those things. But the biggest revenue streams for sure would be sponsorship/appearance fees for sure. That brings in over $50,000 every single month. Podcasters Paradise is the biggest podcasting community in the world. So I created a solution to my listeners' biggest problem, which at the time was, how do I podcast? And so that's done over $5 million in the past 5 years in revenue. I've created a bunch of journals, the Freedom Journal, the Mastery Journal, the Podcast Journal. Those things all do great and sell a lot and provide great content for people who are looking to accomplish goals, be more productive, launch a podcast, et cetera, plus affiliates and JVs. I just was an affiliate for Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy launch, coming in second place, knocking Michael Hyatt off. And that was a lot of fun. And got a lot of sales there, a lot of affiliate revenue, not to mention companies like ClickFunnels. I'm actually next month going to cross $1 million in money they've paid me as an affiliate for just recommending their product.
Dude, that's huge. You get a little gold record for that.
They should send me a gold record.
They probably will. I'm assuming they will. So, all right, well, that's pretty sweet. So then the next big question. So you got all this cash coming in. What do you do? What do you personally do with the cash?
Well, I came to Puerto Rico, so I don't even pay taxes on that money.
You're in Puerto Rico?
Of course, dude. If you want to keep the money you make, you move to Puerto Rico. There's literally no other option.
That's if you're not married and have no kids.
Even if you're married and have kids, we have an academy down here. It's amazing. It's K through 12. It's probably better than the school your kids go to. It's absolutely incredible. Plus, they'll learn Spanish, which is huge. So a lot of huge benefits for sure. Besides that, I definitely dibble and dabble in some things. Like interested in cryptocurrency. I'm the advisor for a couple blockchain companies. I like to invest in some startups. I definitely invest in the market with index funds and just normal stocks like Amazon, Facebook, Google, all those things that one day will be worth a lot of money. And besides that, I like to just kind of keep a nice little nest egg as well. I invested $2 million, wrote a check to buy this house outright, which is this gorgeous 5,500 square foot mansion on the Caribbean. So life is good.
Life is good. So you put your cash into an asset, which is a house.
Yep.
You got index funds. So you're putting money into index funds that you're picking or that you're going through a financial advisor to pick?
I don't use financial advisors. I used to be in corporate finance, so I know enough to know that nobody knows anything. So that's just what I do.
That's epic.
So I just do the total market index, which is through Fidelity and stuff like that. And then, I do some individual stock picking, just, what I think is going to be big eventually, and what's going to go up. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And just some other fun things. Like I'm an investor in a couple, startup companies and blockchain and some cryptocurrencies and just having fun with all of it.
That's pretty cool. And then you said a nest egg. So you're watching a bank account grow, I guess, in cash.
Yeah, have a lot of cash. I definitely have a big gold portfolio as well. Just, in case the dollar does what Venezuela and Turkey do.
Are you housing gold or you just buying into gold?
I'm just buying gold index funds right now. Although I like the idea of actually the physical gold. I just don't want it anywhere near me because I'd be scared that then people would come and try to rob me. So I don't want that. But there's some other ways to potentially do it where you can actually buy gold that is being stored somewhere. I don't know if you follow Peter Schiff at all. And then you have a debit card that you can actually use your gold to buy stuff, which is pretty interesting. So
that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
I think
it's called gold money.
Gold money. Huh. That's cool. And then so you have that and then cash asset, and then you just obviously built the house, which is awesome. Dude, I love that. I love that. That's fine. Because a lot of the people that I have on here, like some are like, man, I'm really good at making money. Then I don't know what to do with it. And then it usually goes away or I put it back in the business. But at the end of the day, you have to pay yourself as well. So congrats for you for saying, hey, I'm going to buy myself a house in the Caribbean. That's.
And then, I am a Kommerce King as well. So, I'm buying tons of inventory of my journals and other things like that, physical products. So.
Dude, that's the best. So you ran that through Kickstarter and then took your audience to deploy that? Because when you have a great following, especially 1 million followers a month, I don't know what the unique value of that is, but the audience awareness is huge. Yeah. So it should make for product launches that you create go pretty well. And it seems like it did. Yeah. You created what, $400,000, over $400,000 in just
33 days. Yeah. So I launched the Freedom Journal back in 2016, which was just a journal, $35, how to accomplish number one goal in 100 days. And that $35 journal did $453K in 33 days. The following year, I followed up with the Mastery Journal, did $280K in 33 days. And then we just launched the podcast journal. We didn't do it on a Kickstarter scale just because we wanted it for kind of more of our niche podcasting audience. But we sell all three of those as well on Amazon. And that's where definitely most of our sales come. But we also have Shopify stores for all three of them as well.
So with the podcast and everything that's going on and the people that you're interviewing and what you're putting out there, do you internally, how old are you, John?
Guess.
Well, I'm 33 and you probably somewhere around there. So I'm going to say 32, 31.
39.
You're 39.
I know. I look amazing. I really take care of myself.
Yeah. My girlfriend says I need to get Botox and all kinds of injections and and then I can look like
to Puerto Rico, buddy. Actually get some quality vitamin D. Drop your stress level down because those tax checks that you're writing, they're really crushing your soul, and you just need to leave that behind.
Dude, I'm telling you. So do you have employees in Puerto Rico as well?
Not in Puerto Rico. They're all virtual. 2 in the
Virtual
Philippines.
agents. Okay.
Yeah, 1 in Pakistan.
How many? Awesome. I was just there. What's your how many employees do you have?
3.
3.
Yeah.
You have millions of dollars in volume with three wonderful, well-rounded virtual agents, even one in Pakistan.
Yeah, that, by the way, have a total salary of less than $3,000 a month, all 3 of them combined, for 40 hours per week.
And you're not paying taxes. You got the perfect world, my friend. You should just do a book on that.
Yeah, but I don't want this island to get too crowded. I don't want too many people to come down here. Just you.
Okay. So what I was getting at is, do you feel like you've found your purpose or making a difference in the world, or do you feel like there's still something out there?
I definitely feel like I have done that, and I definitely feel like I have some potential disasters ahead of me, because that's the way the world works, and like who knows what that's going to be and how that's going to affect me. And I've just interviewed enough people to know, with my first question being, what's your worst entrepreneurial moments, to know that usually it's when you're feeling like everything is going well, that's, you get sideswiped by life. So it's going to happen. It'll happen. And when it happens, I'll deal with it then. But right now I'm just enjoying every day and, banking money and enjoying Puerto Rico and traveling the world. Like Kate and I just got back from a 70-day European trip. Oh, wow. Over the fall. We're going to be doing it again this upcoming fall. We're doing Moscow, St. Petersburg, Riga, Krakow, and then 5 weeks in Paris, which will be so fun. So we're going to go kind of crush Eastern Europe, which will be a lot of fun.
So you taking like your recording equipment with you and doing the podcast from like within Europe and things, or?
No, I just do all my recordings like the month before. I batch them. So I go into like double mode and I just record them all, schedule them to go out. And then while I'm overseas traveling, I'm still working and checking in. Like I'm definitely doing emails and calls and webinars and stuff like that from time to time. But I'm not doing any podcasts. I get that all done here in the studio, because this is just where the magic happens.
What's your number one favorite question to ask on podcasts?
Then people ask me?
Well, we can do that one too. But what's your favorite to ask them?
My favorite question to ask them?
Yeah.
What's something you've changed your mind about in the last 6 months?
Ooh. As in like they already did it and they wish they would have changed their mind, or
they just changed their minds.
Changed their mind. Okay. What's something
you changed your mind about in the last 6 months?
Dude, I change my mind every dang day, let alone every 6 months. Like,
so just pick one.
What's that? Just pick one? What product we were going to sell, what funnel we're going to launch, what the next big vision is, what's the next big goal? Did we crush that goal? Did we not make that goal? Did we do an oopsies? And like you guys said, like, oh man, I did a failure. So that's a great question. Where in the past 6 months, what did you change your mind about? What's been like the most interesting answer?
I say a lot of people are actually changing their mind about voice in general. They're saying, 6 months ago, if you'd asked me like what the next thing is, I'd say video or this or that. But they're like, now I'm seeing like what Amazon Alexa is doing in Google Home and, what's happening, with just the podcasting world with Conan O'Brien and Ellen and Oprah and everybody that's just launching these things. And like the space that voice is having, like people no longer are like, typing and texting. They're just doing audio messages. I mean, everything's going to voice. And so people kind of change their mind about how to deal with that, which is actually one reason why I recently launched a daily podcast called The Daily Refresh, which is 3 minutes long. And it's an Alexa flash briefing. So you can just wake up in the morning and say, Alexa flash briefing. And one of your flash briefings could be the Daily Refresh, where I just share a quote to inspire the mind, gratitude to warm the soul, and guided breathing to energize the body.
Oh, that's legit. Bryson was just showing my brother. He just got Alexa in his house, and he was showing me like all the cool little features he can do. And I was like, well, that's pretty sweet. My little 5-year-old, he was actually like misbehaving. And I was like, Liam, that, go in the corner or whatever for 5 minutes. And Bryson's like, Alexa, set the timer for 5 minutes. Alexa's like, got it. I was like, that's legit.
Yeah. And you're just like, Alexa, order me AAA batteries. You can be like, Alexa, dim the lights in the pool room. Alexa, turn on my air conditioner. You're not going to do anything anymore. You're just going to tell Alexa to do it for you.
She's got it. She's got a handle. Vacuum, like we got the little Roombas. Vacuum the carpet. Like I got it. Alexa's got it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get a little deeper here. So then, what's your number one source of income right now? Like, what's making you the most money?
Right now, I would say it's pretty even with those 4 that I was mentioning. So it's kind of across the board, like 25% would be sponsors and appearance fees, 25% would be Podcasters Paradise, 25% would be journals, and 25% would be affiliate and JVs.
What do you, so you're, like you said, not Molly, who was it? Was it?
Amy Porterfield,
Amy
and like ClickFunnels and like companies and people like that.
No, that's fantastic. Okay, cool. And then what would you say is like a good victory in your life? Like you've been doing this for freaking 5 years. I remember when you first started and like, there was like this big wave that happened and someone's like, yeah, this crazy kid's doing like 7 podcasts a week and he's just going insane. It's called Entrepreneur on Fire. And I'm like, what? I was like, and I started listening to you and I was like, dang, this dude is, you got like your name fits, Ignite. Like you have a spark inside you along the lines of that. So it's been an amazing journey. So have you really been doing this for 5 years?
7.
Is it 7 years? So you started Entrepreneur on Fire 7 years ago? 2012. Dang, man, that shows you how fast time goes by. Like I remember someone mentioning you and like they're like, yeah, he's doing this, and you're like you were 20 episodes in.
That must have been 20 days in. It's crazy.
Yeah, whatever. Like that's pretty wild, man. So good for you. Good for you being consistent.
Yeah, that's been key. That's been huge.
And staying on it. Like there's got to been days that you're just like, ugh, I don't even know.
Totally. That's why you have to be batching, because like 26 days of the month, I don't feel like recording at all. Yeah. But luckily I just say, okay, one of the 4 days per month that I'm going to feel like recording, I'm just going to do it and get them all done. And so like, that's my one day.
Gosh,
it's like today, Trey, you're one of 23 interviews that I'm doing.
Dude, you're right. And you do 15 minutes. So we got lucky today. We count us 2 actually. We count us 2. That's amazing. You're
the only double up. You can actually go to my Instagram stories if you want to after this, and you'll see that I actually do like a little story of my calendar today with the 23 interviews. And you are in, everybody's in blue, but you're yellow because you're back to back. So you're the only one that's back to back.
Dude made the yellow. Why'd you give us yellow and no one else?
Because no one else is back to back. You're the only back to back person. So I just had to remember that you got the back to back. So that was
but why are we so special? Like, why'd you give us that opportunity? Thank you for that.
You just must have asked me on a nice day.
We've nailed it. All right, man. Last thing is, before we go behind the scenes, which is my favorite part as well, is, dude, what's been a moment that you're absolutely just beat freaking down and you're like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore, Katie. You go get a job at Starbucks and rent, and I'm out. Like, have you had one of those?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been like one of those specifically where just because like, you know, we've been like in the 7 figures of net revenue for so long that it hasn't been like, okay, like if we stop this, we're gonna have to like go get like a job right away. But there has definitely been times where I've just been like, I'm kind of burned out with the actual like content and the format of the show, which is one of the big reasons why at episode 2000 we made a big shift, because I wanted to just kind of reignite and reinvigorate myself as the host, to challenge myself for all of those reasons. You know, for 2000 episodes, it was the exact same format, which I loved. It was great and got me to where I am today. But at the 2000 episode mark, AKA 5.5 years into the podcast, which was about, 7 or 8 months ago, I was just like, it's time for a change. Like I want to mix it up, change it up. And now we do these audio masterclasses where there are 45 minutes plus of like deep, in-depth conversations with, the experts in the industry. And it's just kind of giving me that spark to like be excited about, interview day again.
Do you get shiny object syndrome from those? Like, I need to go build that. I need to go do that.
No, I'm just not. I just know that I have so few skills that if I like wander out of like my couple things that I'm good at, like I'll just be a disaster. So
it's great.
What I'm good at. I'm like, I don't know if you know Michael O'Neill from the Solopreneur Hour. I'm like the opposite of Michael O'Neill. He's like amazing at 11 things, which is actually his kryptonite. And I'm like amazing at one thing, which is why I've had such success at it. So it's good and bad. I need a hobby though. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
Do that. Well, dude, it is time to go behind the scenes because you got more interviews to rock. So thank you for being on here. Entrepreneur on Fire. What was the other one that you just mentioned? Which
Daily
was
Refresh.
What is it?
The Daily Refresh.
Oh, the Daily Refresh. That's the briefing with Alexa. And then what was the MBAs? The which one was that?
The what?
The one you just mentioned where you get like an MBA in 45 minutes.
Oh, that's my podcast, Entrepreneurs on Fire.
Oh, that's still okay. So you're just veering that way. Even better. Okay, that's easy to find. So find this man. Dude, we're going to flip the screens real quick. Hold on one second. We got some major questions to ask you. But dude, appreciate you being on here. Did I miss anything? Entrepreneur on Fire. Anyway,
fire.com is where all the magic happens.
That's where it is. That's where the fire's happening from the ignition.
As we speak.
I love it. That's what's cool. All right. See you guys.